almost. And here we are, Sherry. It's
Hi,
Wednesday. Welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you've forgotten, well, guess what? We're here to remind you absolutely fucking amazing.
What
Exactly.
you are. You're
Exactly.
absolutely fucking amazing. Oh, yes. That's the word. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know. Everything else is gravy now.
It's gravy.
F. It's
Is
F.
it sauce or is it gravy, Mark?
Oh, listen, it's all things, baby.
Oh,
Everything's possible.
everything.
When you're absolutely amazing, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And we just have to remember to wake up from the dream. The dream
It's
is everything that's
all
going
a
on
dream.
outside of us, right?
I
We create
know.
our own
Yeah.
little space inside, and plant medicine is a great way to do it. And this book actually outlines Mark's journey and the things that he did. He wrote this book
Yeah.
not for all of you, but also for himself as a
Oh
reminder
my God. I got to
of what
reread and reread. Yeah.
it's a great.
That's the beauty of being human. I mean, you can just reread it and it's a new way of living every single time.
And what I really like too is that, you just look at the words and it just kind of makes you smile, because who doesn't want to be absolutely amazing? And then you add the F bomb in there and it just makes you,
I got a lot of shit for that too.
I know you do.
From the publisher and from a lot of people. They're like, "You sure you want to put the F word in there?" And I'm like, "Well, don't you think that'll make some people not want to read it?" And I'm like, "Well, those are the people who don't need to read it because it won't make any sense because they're so deep in the story that it'll never resonate with them." So, yeah, you know what? Ooh, hey, moving my chair. I specifically put that word in there
Yeah.
because if you're put off by that word, you don't want to read that book
Well,
because
here's
it's
the
just
thing.
not going to be for you.
Here's the thing that's funny. This is what I love about that. If you're
Yeah,
put off by that word,
yeah.
you need to think about why you're put off with that word
You
because
really
it's
have to
language.
explore that
It's
because it's
language.
just a word.
It's just a word. And you make a story about what it means.
You totally make a story about what it means. I make it mean glorious things.
Me
I
too.
love everything about that word. I do. It's such a utilitarian word. It can be used in many different
It
ways.
could be used for happy feelings, joyful
Yes,
feelings, mad feelings, sad feelings, frustrated.
all of it.
It's a
So I thought it
universal
was an
word.
appropriate word for that book because it covers the whole paradigm of life.
Oh, so great. Love it.
Oh
Love
my
it.
God, it's so good, Sherry.
So rise and shine, everyone. Welcome,
Well, good
welcome. Woo.
morning.
We are here
Yeah,
to bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing.
always.
Stuff up at the Green Nurse at Holistic Caring Network.
Yeah,
Boink, boink. And today
bam.
is what, Nurse Mark? What's today's date?
Oh, today is the 25th of August. It's the day after my lovely daughter's birthday, which I went to dinner with
Oh,
her last night. It was
happy birthday.
spectacular. It
Oh,
was lovely. We had such a great dinner and yeah, yeah.
happy birthday to your beautiful daughter. I met her.
Oh, yeah, she's a love.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And
great. Good
yeah.
stuff.
So it was fun. So today is the 25th of August. And Sherry, we're not
What are we
getting
going
another
to
one
do?
of these.
We
This
getting
is
some
not a
love?
dress rehearsal. This is the live thing. We are in it. We
To
are
win
in
it.
it to win it.
We're in it to win it and winning it at life, right? Life,
Yeah.
life, living your best life, living a life you
Living-
love, living an
Yeah.
AFA life,
Yeah.
living a green nurse inspired life,
Green nurse inspired life. Yes. Yes.
right?
Oh my gosh.
So, Mark,
Yeah.
Mark has been doing, I love this because it's all about love. The
Yeah.
daily love. Mark's been doing the daily love
The
of
daily
reading.
love since
Yeah.
March of last year. Now, I changed it up. I started by doing it via text message and I send it out via text message and it was really cool. And it was a great way to do it, but
Mm.
I don't get paid to do it. And it was costing me like $500-600. I was like, what? Okay, Mark, you're doing this out of the bottom of your heart and it's coming out of your pocket too. So I had to switch it up a little bit. So I moved it over
I
to
know.
SoundCloud. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I lost most of the people who were listening. So,
So
it
we're
was
gonna,
a
yeah,
change. It was a
yeah.
change and people don't like change, which is fine. But the daily love takes on a new thing because we do it here
We do
each
exactly,
morning, you know?
exactly,
So
and we're
it's a new genre. It's a new daily love,
a new way to love because we're
isn't it?
sharing it all with you too. We're live.
Yeah.
Not only do you get to hear the voice, but you get to see the face.
Oh, they say I have a face made for radio. I don't know. What do you think, Sherry?
I think I give you 2 thumbs up. For
God,
sure.
I love you.
Absolutely.
That's why we're together, babe.
That's why we're together
Absolutely.
forever
We
and
we
ever.
support each other. That's
We
right.
do. We
All
do.
right, so
What do you got for
let's
some love? What do you got
let's rip in. This is a good one.
Okay.
They're all good ones. This was a really good one because it's sort of you and I can both relate to this, and a lot of people who are listening can relate to this because it's about meditation. And so this is
Mm,
from Wayne Dyer. You are what you think, which I love to pull from his stuff. Let's get into it. What did Wayne have to say today? Okay, he said, why meditate? Anyone has at one time or another considered this question and come up with all sorts of answers. Some of the many reasons for meditating include reducing stress, cultivating a sense of peace, eliminating fatigue, slowing the aging process,
mm,
improving memory, finding clarity of purpose, and even healing. All of these are powerful motivators for beginning a meditation practice. Who wouldn't want the healthy, happy, and purposeful life that is a result of these benefits?
yes.
However, all these reasons pale in significance compared to the realization that meditation is our way of making conscious contact with God, with
Mm.
Source, with the universe. Yeah.
I love that. It is. Here
Ooh.
it is. Why meditate? Okay, here's a really good one.
Yeah.
Why meditate? Well, because you know why? I need to quiet the voices in my head,
Oh my God.
right? So it creates that peaceful internal state.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then right? So you are. So when you're able to
Yep.
still quiet those thoughts and drop in, you can hear something a little bit gentler, a little bit kinder, a little
That
bit more
I
loving.
I have a whole chapter dedicated to meditation in my book,
There you go.
specifically because I've been a huge fan of meditation for a long time, and I've actually been a student of meditation from a very scientific healthcare side.
Yeah.
So here's the scoop: meditation increases your brain matter.
Mhm.
Seriously, within 8 weeks, if you meditate, and I'm not talking sitting on a cushion for 8 hours, I'm talking about 5-10 minutes of your day out of 1,440 minutes you have a day. I'm talking 10 minutes. If you do that for 8 weeks, you grow new brain cells. Fuck, I don't
Yeah,
know about you. I've mashed a few of my brain cells over the course of time. I could use a few new ones. So meditation is
it
is
does.
it's an amazing opportunity to grow new brain cells. Now, Sherry, I don't know about you, but when you talk about meditation, do you get people who say, "Oh, I could never meditate.
Yeah.
I could definitely never meditate." Well,
Mhm.
Sherry, I mean, I've been diagnosed with ADHD and all of these other
Oh,
things,
are we
right?
ready?
That you say,
ADHD,
right?
right? ADHD, OCD,
Right.
PTSD,
Yeah.
CPTSD.
Yeah, give me
Right?
another label. Okay, I've taken them all on.
And
Listen, if
yes,
you can do it and
I
I
can do
can
it.
do it, anybody can do it. Yeah, so guess what? Your mind races. Yeah, that's true of everybody who is human, and everybody
Mhm.
who meditates has that same experience. I don't give a shit if it's a guru who's been meditating for, 25 years straight. They still have what they call the monkey mind because
Mental
that's what
clutter.
the human mind does. It
Yes.
thinks.
Yeah.
So welcome aboard. That's
Oh,
the point of meditating is, as you started out with, Sherry, to just settle the mind.
yes,
Get rid of
settled.
the voices in the head for just a minute. That's all.
Yes. And the part that's so nice too, we can actually carry that into cannabis. And cannabis and meditation pair really, really well together.
They do.
Some of my best meditations have been on cannabis.
Yeah.
And there's so many different ways that you can do it too. You don't need to use cannabis to meditate, but it for sometimes for people that have that loud screaming voice, it can help
Yeah.
you to just sink in, quiet in.
Yeah.
I want to talk really quickly about Jacques Theron. We did a 44 breath because that's
Our
and I
man,
know that people can
Shock.
have yeah, last year,
Amazing shaman,
6 weeks.
practitioner, breathwork practitioner, just an
Mhm.
amazing human being, right, Sherry?
Yep. He is an amazing human being. And my experience with doing that work with him,
Yep.
the different altered states of consciousness. Now, I didn't consume cannabis when I did the work with Jacques Theron and the 44 breaths and all of
Right.
those. So I
Right.
didn't consume cannabis the way I normally do to have the
Mhm.
experience to see where it led me. Wow, 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 wow. I'm talking deep, deep states, transcendental states, literally out of
And
out of
it's
body.
funny how each one, so he, over the course of the over the time of the course, right? He used different breath work modalities,
Yeah.
different ways of doing breath work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but it brought me to different places. Each one was just a little bit different, but it was amazing to me what can happen by simply altering your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Deep.
Right. When I know for a fact too, is, because the whole inhalation process, you take a deep breath, you're filling in your lungs. What you're
Mm-hmm.
doing is you're opening up your airways, you're getting better oxygen exchange to clear your mind. So you
Yeah.
just think about that whole, and then you bring in you just add in a little bit layers of different things. And it just adds, it's just an entire practice. That's why they
Taking
call
that
it a
slow in
meditation
breath.
practice. Yeah.
Taking that slow in breath can affect your parasympathetic nervous system, right?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
can chill that sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight, just one breath,
Yeah.
and it can put you in
Exactly.
a different state of mind. So,
Yeah.
damn.
So Green Nurse Denise had a really cool meditation. Denise, if you're out there, I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
She chooses a song, a nice, beautiful song that's very calm, and you do a ragdoll hang. Okay, so you're bent over and you ragdoll hang, and you 4 breaths in, 8 breaths out, and you do it to the music, and it's really, and I'm telling you, like, I felt so loosey goosey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like really like clear and, vibrant and
Absolutely.
bright. And it was really, really just 3 minutes
Yeah.
to a song.
It's
So
all
yeah,
it is.
so meditation for the win for sure. And
Yeah.
we know too, we've talked about this before in a lot of our other shows, that meditation does support and nourish the endocannabinoid system.
Without a doubt.
100%, without a doubt. And we've been able to do science and research around meditation and how it helps. But what we're going to get into now, what is today? Today is Wednesday, and it's
Wild Wednesday.
Wild Wednesday, or, Wellness Wednesday, or
Yeah.
Cannabis Wednesday, because we provide you guys hugs and nugs. And today, we're going to pull up a document from Elizabeth Mack's Green Nurse Holistic Caring Community. Actually, her book, Cannabis for Health. We started a book club,
Mm-hmm.
become a coach. And one of her courses, her free introductory courses, she puts together a lot of great slides to introduce to people. And I just thought it would be kind of fun to pull up a couple slides and just to talk about the slide. It's just a great educational tool. You can never, hearing it over and over and over again is how I really truly learned. And it's like with anything. Sometimes you need to hear it a dozen times from a dozen different people for it to finally click. And so we're going to get into terpenes and how they alter the characteristics and effects of the plant.
I love this topic.
And the other reason why I want to bring it up is because I have a company that I'm interviewing next Wednesday called Super
Yeah.
Botanicals.
Yep.
And they sent me samples of honey. Okay. And the interesting thing about the honey, and it's going to lead right into this one is called Immune Boost. I have a little one here. This one's called Happy Day. And you can put it in your tea. Now, the interesting thing about this is what it says: Super Botanicals, the next generation CBD, full spectrum tinctures crafted from smokable grade single strain flowers, hand harvested, all the cannabinoids and terpenes, infused with raw monofloral honey and enriched with adaptogenic herbs
Yeah.
and terpenes. So this is the part that's really, really cool, is that it's target specific honey. And I just tried some this morning. I chose Happy as a sample to put in. And I'm going to tell you what's in Happy. So a teaspoon of Happy has 20 milligrams of CBD,
Yeah.
6 milligrams of CBDA, 2 milligrams of CBG, in 1 milligram of CBC with a combination of limonene, beta-caryophyllene, myrcene, and linalool. So this was called Happy
Yeah.
Day. So the interesting thing about this, the woman that started this company called Super Botanicals, is that she is an herbalist, and she actually studied under Tammy Sweet. And Tammy
Mhm.
Sweet is a really amazing herbalist who actually was on a couple of shows. She wasn't on our show, but a couple of other shows that I did within
Yeah.
the Weed Prohibition Talk Radio. So
Mhm.
we're gonna go over these, next week. But the part that's really cool is that it kind of leads into how terpenes, so her different formulations, deep sleep, serenity now, chillax, happy day, creative energy, relief, chocolate tantra, immune boost, and migraine formula.
Mm.
So these are all targeted, combining cannabinoids,
Yep.
terpenes, and other adaptogens, which I think is really, really fascinating.
We love combinations.
Yeah, we do love combinations. I can't get this out. This is like like the childproof bottle. Okay, here it is. So yeah, so these let me just see if I can't read it with my glasses.
Mhm.
But the adaptogens, turmeric, maca, ashwagandha,
Oh, we love all those.
yeah, ginger.
Yep.
There's a few other ones. I need to get my microscope out to read.
Uh-huh.
'Cause sometimes what happens is the writing's little. But anyways, the whole point I'm trying to make
Mhm.
is that when we're looking at consumption, right, we want to look at consumption from multiple different standpoints. And there's a
Right.
lot of products out in the market today. And so
Mhm.
someone might say, why would I want to buy a honey, or why would I want to get a honey, or why might this be something I want to choose? And is it medicine, or is it really not medicine because it's sweet and it's got sugar in it, right? And
Mhm.
so what we like to look at, we look at what's going on with you, your symptoms, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
How you can consume. So for some people, honey might be good. I know my mom would be really beneficial taking honey, is because it's one little teaspoon. She puts it in her tea. So we have the capability of utilizing cannabinoids in multiple different formulations and multiple different products. And so I just think it's a really great idea, and it's raw. And then I want to do a whole show on the benefits of raw honey. And that's a whole other thing.
That is a whole other
Right?
topic.
So you think about cannabinoids, terpenes, raw honey,
Yep.
adaptogens, all in this formula that has been target specific. Yeah,
Sounds just absolutely delicious and
it
healthy
does.
and nutritious, Sherry.
And so what I'm gonna do, Mark, when I see you,
Yeah,
this weekend, because we have an event coming up this weekend,
we
I'm
do.
gonna
The
give you
whole
your
yoke up.
sleep. So I've got one that says sleep, and so Nurse
Yeah.
Mark is gonna do a little research for us. Let us know.
I am willing to do this research, unless all of you wanna call me at 3:38 or 3:21 or 3:11, because
Yeah,
that's when I wake up every day.
yeah,
Feel
yeah.
free to give me a shout.
A shout out.
All
So
right, so I'm gonna share screen on this thing, Sherry. You wanna get rolling on it?
yeah, so which one are you pulling up? Terpenes,
I'm
alter
pulling up
characteristics and effects, that one?
the only one that I saw in there, and here
Okay.
we go. Terpenes
Oh,
alter
good. Yeah.
characteristics and effects.
All right. So we're gonna discuss this, Mark.
I think it's a great discussion, Sherry, because people wonder, okay, well, what's the difference between indica and sativa? Because they have distinctly different effects on people,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Sativa is always known as the uplifting cannabis, and indica
Right.
is known as the one that really mellows you out. So, guess what, Sherry? The THC that's in both of these is
Yeah.
the same exact chemical. There's no difference in the structure, right? So, then what is the difference?
Right. So this is the interesting thing. So the difference when we're looking at, you've heard Mark and I talk before, we look at chemotypes, right? And then
Yeah,
chemotypes, looking at the THC CBD ratio, the
yeah,
cannabinoids, and then the terpenes. So
mhm,
for me personally, and I'll just get personal really quickly, is that the only reason sativa and indica register in my mind at any point in time is if I'm going to inhale. Honestly, other than that, because that affects me immediately.
yeah,
Knowing those specific. I mean, I can literally, I could do a test. I could sit there and I could do a puff, and blindfold me. I don't know what it is, and I would be able to tell you based on my effect
Yeah.
what it is. And this would be,
Yeah.
and how I do my testing is first thing in the morning when I'm cannabinoid deficient.
There you go.
So anyway, so the bottom line is sativa generally is, they say it's more uplifting, it's more energizing,
Right.
but the terpenes that are associated with it. So like we said, the THC is the same in the sativa and indica, maybe in different ratios.
Mhm.
CBD, completely different ratios, but it's the terpenes that give it that effect. So, for example, limonene, is very mood
Mood
elevating,
elevating.
motivating,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Think of sunshine. Lemonene's in happy. It's in the happy formula, right? And then the other types of sativa terpenes, pinene,
God, I love
another one,
pinene.
energizing, anti-inflammatory, also a bronchodilator. Pinene is really, really effective. I have found to be very effective for patients with ADHD.
Yeah.
What else, Mark?
Citrus, yeah. So terpinolene, that's
Yep.
another one.
It's another terpene that's
It's
really
in
effective.
sativa. So it is truly the terpenes and the flavonoids that are resident in these particular varieties. I don't even
Yeah.
want to call them strains now, but varieties that make the difference, And now we have all of these hybrids. So
Yeah. And
what
then, the
what are
other
they
thing,
going to do?
then if we go over to the indica side, so we have
Yeah.
the sativa, the limonene, the pinene,
Mhm.
the citrus, the terpenoline, and
Yeah.
then the indica, right? That's more of the indica couch type of thing, more sedating,
That's what
right?
they
And
say.
yeah, and so it could be
Mhm.
sedating, can be good for pain relief, and can stimulate appetite.
Right.
And some of the terpenes that are known as the indica ones is the myrcene. It's an
Yes.
anti-inflammatory,
Uh-huh.
anti-seizure, sedative. The interesting thing too about myrcene, about crossing the blood-brain barrier, right? And can
Yeah.
actually potentiate the effects of THC. I've known that too. Like if I'm looking at a label or looking at something, I can pretty much say, ooh, I might want to not do so much of that, depending on the experience I'm trying to craft.
Right. And then, of
So the
course,
other,
yeah, it's
go ahead.
got beta caryophyllene, which, we love. We love beta caryophyllene.
Yeah, yeah,
And that works directly at the CB2 receptor,
receptors. Yeah.
right? Yeah. Which is anti-inflammatory and anti-proliferative if we're talking about cancer
Totally.
cells.
Yeah.
Yeah. So beta caryophyllene.
And
Man,
then
it's beautiful.
linalool,
Yep.
you
Mhm.
think of lavender, can be very
Mhm.
sedating, relaxing, anti-seizure. And so
Right.
basically these indica dominant terpenes, the myrcene, linalool, caryophyllene, they're all found in like the kush, the purple, the blueberry chemovars,
Yep.
and
Girl
they're
Scout
very,
cookie,
very
yeah.
relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the sativa dominant, limonene, pinene, terpenoline, they're found in those citrus tones, such as
Mhm.
the Jack Hare, the green cracks type of the green
Yeah.
crack. It's like a terrible name. So
Yeah.
just, like cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids, they all have a big range of therapeutic effects. And so the combination of, like, we talk about whole plant medicine, we talk about products that are isolated compounds,
Yep.
full spectrum, broad spectrum.
Mhm.
So CBD isolate, it's just the isolated compound, THC isolate, the isolated compound. Then you have broad spectrum. Broad spectrum is whole plant, cannabinoids, terpenes, zero THC. And we have
Right.
full spectrum. And the full spectrum is whole plant, including the trace amounts of THC.
Mhm.
And then, looking at the different terpene profiles. So when you're purchasing a product and you're shopping, it's really, really important to look for a certificate of analysis, to see
Yeah.
these different ratios.
And
Di-
I've had conversations with extractors before, and they say, "Well, a broad spectrum really doesn't mean that there's no THC. There is just a non-detectable amount, but there
Yeah.
may still be a little bit of THC in it." So it was like this whole conversation
But
about, is broad spectrum really THC
well,
free?
I'm going to
You
tell
know?
you, yeah, it can be, because they can pull it all apart and
Yeah,
put it all back together.
they can.
So if
They
you
can.
know what I'm saying? So if you're extracting in a way where you pull each individual thing out,
Yeah.
then
Oh,
you're like,
they
okay.
can. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So, but
Yeah.
it is, but you're right. It does require testing,
Does require testing.
yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Right.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And that
Um,
was just, that was just an extractor, just kind of wagging their knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so broad spectrum, everything except the THC, full spectrum,
Yep.
everything sourced from the plant.
Yes. As
Yeah.
much as possible. And you know what? Extraction methodology does matter.
Yeah, and we're going to
It
talk about
really
that
does matter. We'll talk about that, what,
tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Love talking about
Yeah, we're going to talk about
extractions.
extractions.
So many different things we can talk about in that area. And it
Yeah.
does matter. It really does.
It affects, so many different things, when
Yeah.
the methods of administration, consumption, all the different plant components,
Right.
and knowing how it's extracted might give an indication as to what type of product might be better for you.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Yep.
here's the thing too, is, there's a lot of, I'm going to just say 'em, cannabis Bible thumpers that say it has to be one way.
Oh my God.
You have to have it this way. It has to
It's
be this
all
way.
opinion at the end of the day,
Oh
Sherry.
my,
It's
you
all
can't
just
do.
opinion.
Well, I hear, oh, you shouldn't be recommending CBD. Oh, you should. And I go, listen, what would the cannabis plant say? The cannabis
Right.
plant says whatever works is what the patient needs.
Right.
And so our job as nurses is to guide people down that path
I
and
get
to
into
help.
that all the time
Yeah.
about the placebo effect.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, well, it might be the placebo effect.
So
I'm like, do I give a fuck if it's a placebo effect or if it's the drug doing the job that we say it's going to do? No. Is the person feeling better? Yes. Okay. Who cares where it came from? If it's because they believe that it actually works or it's actually working, I don't care. Do you
exactly.
care, Sherry?
Exactly.
All I
No,
care about is that they're happy and healthy.
that's
Doesn't
it. That's
matter.
that's all I want people to do is to live their
Doesn't
best
matter.
lives and help others do the same.
Right, right.
And we need to be fluid. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Cannabis plant grows and grows and grows and loves and is
yes,
peaceful and is kind
yes,
and is
yes,
wise. And that's
yes,
the way we need to be when we're
yes.
interacting with one another and we're educating,
Oh,
you know? Exactly. So
yes,
here we
yes,
go. So today is Wednesday.
it is.
And tonight we have a special edition. Our guest that we were supposed to have on tonight canceled. So what I ended up doing was I'm having Grant Smith Ellis. He's the
Yes.
president of MassCan, and
Mhm.
Jen Niffer, who's on the board of directors of MassCan.
Yep,
And they're going to come on and we're going to talk about the Boston Freedom Rally.
love it.
And the Boston Freedom Rally is happening on September 18th on Saturday from 12 to 8 p.m. And we're
Yep,
going to be on stage at 5 p.m. So we're going to talk about the Boston Freedom Rally, the history of prohibition, Massachusetts, and the beginning of the Freedom Rally and what people can expect if they do decide to come. So join us tonight for that show.
exciting.
And then we have our shows tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, and Saturday, the Holyoke Cup.
The Holyoke Cup. Now this,
Free nurses on the go.
yeah, I'm gonna put another flyer up. But Saturday in Holyoke, Massachusetts,
Mhm.
there's the Holyoke Cannabis Cup. So they are having a cup is when people give in their harvest or their products, and there's judges, and so people get to vote. So it's going to be really, really fun. And so we have a table there, the Green Nurses and Holistic Caring Network, Nurse Mark. It's going to be Nurse Mark, myself, Nurse Denise, Nurse Michelle, and Ruben Marks. He's one of our affiliates from
And
IRVA, and he's got
yeah,
some really cool stuff that he's going to be
fabulous
bringing.
products.
So yeah, so we're all going to be hanging out together, educating, and so we want you to come. I'll put a link in the comments after the show. So Holyoke, Massachusetts, the Cannabis Cup. It's our second live event this year that
Yeah,
we've done. Our first one was
yeah,
at the farm in June.
yeah,
Second one, which is great, right?
yeah.
Good stuff. I know, right? You think, and you, but we're all being careful. We're wearing our masks, washing our hands, and we're taking care of ourselves. So we're going out to educate. It's going to be an outdoor event, like I said.
Yep.
We're going to put
Fun.
yeah, it'll be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Nurse Mark, and then the week after that
Yep.
is Labor Day. But then the week after that, September 10th, 11th, and 12th is
You're
the
doing
first
the
Green Nurse Retreat,
Yes.
Sanitation Retreat up in Maine. So, and that's also listed in the events if you wanted to learn more about that.
Gotta go. That's one not to miss.
And then finally,
The
I the
community.
community. So yeah, y'all have to come in the community.
Come
It's a
on in.
beautiful space where a lot of
Yes.
people are coming in, and it's for patients, it's for providers, it's for all people that are interested in
Mhm.
cannabis. It's uncensored. It's not on social media. It's private.
Yeah.
Free introductory to
Makes a
cannabis
difference.
course. It does. Free introductory to cannabis course. Free
Yeah.
book club. You don't even need to own the book.
Yeah.
Free patient portal, free patient support group, and a free monthly seminar. So we really love you guys and we want you all to come with us. So come on into the community. There's a link
Yeah.
right there. You click on the link, you sign up. Tasha will get the email. She'll say, "Oh, yeah, you're one of Nurse Mark and Nurse Sherry's friends." And you'll get right into the community. And then you'll be able to start to learn and to interact with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And so on this Wednesday, August 25th, this only one that I'm getting, I know
Mhm.
I'm already having an AFA day, and it's only going to get better. 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 You know why, Sherry? You know why? Why?
I know
Because it's
why.
all about
Living your best life and helping others do the same. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. See you tonight, 8 o'clock, remember. And then tomorrow.